So I'm Matt from Ray Allen, and today we're going to kind of take a look at the sort of family of heavy leather or leather agitation collars. So basically what you've got first is you've got 2-layer standard collars, right? D-ring at the end, been making these for a million years, technically 70, same guy for 32 years. One of the staples in the training, it's on almost every military working dog that's been deployed or in service currently. I mean, there's just a lot of these out there, really good piece of equipment. They're a little stiff, rings kind of built into the collar, so if something breaks on this, the ring stays, which gives you some redundancy, and the collar a little harder to build like that. But nice collar, absolutely handy piece of equipment, been around for a long time. So next you go to, same thing, double layer collar, same hardware, same design, except we run a handle on it, right? So you've got this riveted in handle that you can reach up, stays in the back, the side of the dog's neck. You can reach up, grab this, and kind of get control of them. So if you've got something that you want to have a little more control of, bam, use the handle. If not, day in and day out working collar spreads out the load. The stiffness actually kind of helps spread that load out, right? So as you're pulling on it, it actually kind of helps with that. That's the nice thing about leather is it kind of spreads the load. If a dog loads into the leash a little bit, it spreads that load out and doesn't put as much pressure on his neck. So that's kind of the handy thing about leather collars. So basically you start with regular 2-layer leather collars made an 1¼ and 2-inch. Leather collars with handle, 1¼ and 2-inch handle, same color. And then from there, we go to the ram collar, which is cobra buckle, small, a 1-inch cobra buckle, built-in D-ring. D-ring's got some stiffness to it. And this is a leather and nylon based collar, right? So it's got a piece of nylon stitched over top of it. Leather spreads out the load. Nylon kind of keeps it all together. Gives you room to have, so you can have a leather collar and basically put name placards on it, right? So you can take the kind of benefits of the leather that molds to the dog a little bit, that spreads out that load a little bit, but you can still get placards on it, stuff like this. It's easy to size, it pops on and off easy. You know, it's cobra buckle, so it just zips on and off without any trouble. And then from there you go to the padded leather collar. So this is a padded leather collar with handle. It's got a piece of kind of neoprene rubber stuff on the inside for the best description I can give you. Big heavy handle stitched into it. You can grab onto it really easy. The D-ring is actually stitched into the leather and it pulls back a little different than what you'll see on a regular leather collar, right? Which has got a D-ring built into it. This one, because it loads this direction. So it actually pulls against the collar a little smoother as opposed to this way, right? So it gives you the ability so that as that leash moves up and down, it doesn't change the way that it pulls into the dog. When you're looking at leather collars, and they have holes punched in them, right? So that doesn't count. That doesn't count the ram collar with the cobra buckle. That's a little different. But when you're looking at these, the collars are sized to the second hole, right? So if you have a 20-inch collar and a handle collar and your dog, and that fits your dog well, the padded leather collar, same thing. 20 inches is going to fit the exact same way, because everything is measured to this second hole. And then basically you've got 1 inch over that. And then in the padded leather collar, you've got 1, 2, 3 inches below that. So if this is a 20, this one will basically go down to 17 and up to 21. If you're looking at 2-inch leather collar with no handle, if this is a 20, then you've got 6 inches below this and 1 inch above that. So this will go clear down to like 14 inches and clear up to 21. So as you're looking at collars, that's one of the things to keep in mind. You've got a pretty good size range, but you want to watch that some of them have different numbers of holes, and that's because of the handle, right? So in these, the handle kind of gets in the way in that hole base. All these holes here, no handle, we can add some extra holes to it. So when you're looking at sizing leather collars that have a regular buckle and a hole, right, and have holes that the buckles go through, that's the key piece to this, than the way that they're sized. So anyway, that's sort of the family of heavy leather collars that Ray Allen makes. Obviously, we make a lot more collars in all kinds of different materials and styles and all that fun stuff, but this is kind of the group of leather ones. You can find them all at rayallen.com. I've been Matt with Ray Allen. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll catch you next time.